and the magma flow will come to consume you. You can't escape it, it will consume you, and only Tommy Lee Jones and Anne H can save you from the impending volcano coming for you. I'm John Rant with the retro review of Volcano. In case you're wondering why I did that terrible rendition of that Whitney Houston classic, well, this comes to us courtesy of the director of The Bodyguard, one of the worst movies of the 90s. This is one of the worst disaster movies of the 90s. I understand that disaster movies, you have to basically take logic, crumple it up, and throw it about as far as you goddamn can, and don't go after it, and then take the rest of the logic you have, throw it over there, and take the logic of everybody around you, crumple it up, and throw it away. Basically, don't go into disaster movies with logic. That being said, this fucking movie is atrocious. Sizable leaps in physics. That's not how fucking physics works. That's just not how you survive lava. If you are that close to lava, you will literally die. Every character in this movie is dumb and bad at everything 10 times over. That stupid little kid that got in the goddamn way and nearly caused the goddamn thing to go tits up. And then also, look at their faces. They all look the same. God, if only we didn't have to look at your fucking face. And I know the child actors, they do what they can, but this movie just fucking irritated me. And I remember watching it a lot at the local 2-screen plex that I had in town at the time. Yes, that's all we had here in Marysville, Washington until 1998. A 2-screen plex that literally was built around the time I think that segregation was still a thing because, well, boy, that building was goddamn old and still standing. It's a Ukrainian church. Anyway, nevertheless, this movie has Tommy Lee Jones, Anne Heche, Keith David, Jacqueline Kim, Don Cheadle. Don Cheadle, who, hell of a goddamn actor. Hard to believe he was in this. Also, John Carroll Lynch. If that name doesn't sound familiar, but you're trying to play, if you look at the guy, you can't quite place him facially. Twisty the Clown from American Horror Story. That was him. And they didn't even need to put makeup on him. Hey-o. Okay, so a little bit of history here. One, this comes to us courtesy of 2 writers. Jerome Armstrong, his only credit. And if he was the main writer, it should have only been his 1 credit because, sweet Christ, the writing in this movie, the sizable leaps in logic, the bullshit in this, it actually made me angry. It made me think, why hasn't every character died in this goddamn movie? Die, I hope you all die. Billy Ray, not to be confused with Bully Ray, because Billy Ray actually has some talent, unlike Bully Ray. Non-wrestling fans have no fucking idea who I'm talking about. He did Hearts War, Suspect Zero, Flight Plan, State of Play, Hunger Games, at least the first one, and Overlord. Okay, so maybe his last writing credit wasn't all that good because Overlord had some good ideas and was absolute shit. So yeah, basically a volcano pops up in LA in the La Brea tar pits and everybody has to scramble and figure out and struggle to figure out what the fuck they're going to do. How are we going to stop this lava flow? They don't even call it lava for a while because everybody's like, well, this stuff, whatever it is, even though it's been explained to them multiple fucking times it's lava. Because everybody's stupid and bad at everything. Dante's Peak came out a couple months before this, and while not a perfect movie, I did retro review it. It's at least fun and takes itself a little more seriously. And even though you have the particular scene, sorry if you have not seen it, a bit of a spoiler here, where the grandmother dives into the acidic lake and somehow survives until the morning. One of the most hilarious goddamn scenes I have seen in any movie ever. Beats most of the scenes I've seen in some comedies these days, because it's so fucking stupid. That scene seemed like it had, every bit of logic behind it compared to some of the bullshit here. Yeah, by the way, what did you think of Volcano? Did you like it? I will admit this, somewhat entertaining in its unabashed stupidity in the fact that basically there are no consequences for any actions. Oh, we have to stop this magma flow. Let's level and destroy everything and put everybody's bodies at risk. And oh yeah, let's get near lava, but it's okay. We won't die from all the toxins that come up from the steam and everything because that's not how that works. We can't die until the movie tells us to. So, yeah, Volcano, forms in LA, lava flows, and only Tommy Lee Jones and Anne Heche can stop it. Remember when Anne Heche had a career? I mean, I assume that she's been in other stuff, since like her career kind of died down in movies, but I can't really name much of anything else that she's done. So anyway, what should you do if an earthquake happens? Get in a door frame, put your head between your knees, and kiss your ass goodbye. Yeah, that's what you should do. That mid to late 90s computer technology and beepers. Remember beepers? If nobody remembers beepers in the comments, I'm going to be so disappointed because I actually remember those. I didn't have one, but I do remember them. So, basically, they find out that something weird is going on because there are people working on this tunnel. They're trying to come up with a new red line tunnel and come up with a way to form it so trains can get through and just come up with a new system. Well, they're doing all these blasts and detonations, and that ends up causing this volcano to happen somehow. Well, it's the tectonic plates and everything. They're doing this and going curvy and all everything and doing this. Has it occurred to anybody that I hate this goddamn movie with every fiber of my being? And I mean, again, I watched it a lot in theaters back when I was 16 years old, and it's fucking just hilariously bad, but it is by no means good at all. So basically what ends up happening is there's a side little plot point about Tommy Lee Jones having words with his boss and not having a good relationship with his ex and having a weird relationship with his daughter in the sense that he just puts her in danger multiple times. She puts herself in danger multiple times, to be fair. There's also another thing about a very, very rich guy and his doctor, his doctor girlfriend, played by Dr. Girlfriend. What animated show was that in? It was on Adult Swim. Anyway, played by Jacqueline Kim. So, at one point, Tommy Lee Jones finds out about these bodies and says, I want to find out what's in that hole. That's what she said. And then subways are rolling by, and this tunnel has a fissure coming out of it. Not a Fisher Price. It's time to pay the price. God, home movies is great. Tommy Lee Jones just shouts and shouts and lets it all out. It's basically Tommy Lee Jones shouts the movie. And the La Brea Tar Pits, it sucks down the statue of the elephant, and now there's no longer an elephant, so therefore it's irrelevant. Anything not about elephants is irrelevant. That joke will never get old, because I'm not going to let it get old, even as I repeatedly drive it into the ground. Alright, so yeah, he finds Anne Heche has a couple people with her. She's a scientist, seismologist, and she says, I'm a scientist. Certainty is a big word. Well, you're smart. You should know what big words are. And then her and her, one of her compatriots goes down there. I just called it two lesbians diving, cave diving as it were. Not like when the descent happened, and you had a bunch of women cave diving. I don't think the symbolism there really needed to be explained, especially with a bunch of blood-soaked creatures at the bottom. Nevertheless, as I just completely destroy any audience that I have, well, let's just continue to make every bad decision possible. Another earthquake hits in the Mojave Desert, so that causes big power outages and a whole bunch of stuff. And oh no, not the stores. The books are falling over on a couple. Whatever will I do? And then the one woman that was with Anne Heche, isn't a big star, gets fried in the fissure and everything. The power goes out all over. Don Cheadle's running this whole goddamn operation and doing the best he can. By God, he is doing the best he can here. Keith David shows up way late into the movie. Keith David has had the weirdest career as far as movies. He was in Nope, by the way. Check out Nope. It's certainly better than this goddamn shit. So, at one point, we just get the volcano causing, the lava starting to flow. We will lava rock you as lava bombs, by God, lava bombs. I could just hear JR calling it. Rocks are just popping out and boo, boo, wee, 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 wee. It's like that one meteor spell from, which I believe is called Meteor, from Final Fantasy VII. I know, something called Meteor that's about falling meteors. It's so weird. So everybody decides to make more bad decisions. We get more people going underground trying to figure out what's going on here. The subway gets knocked off track. John Carroll Lynch leads a team there at one point. I'll talk about that here in a bit. Everybody just keeps being dumb and bad at everything. It's some kind of ash falling. Man, you're such an asshole. At this point, why not just mock the movie, as opposed to what I've been doing so far? This guy's saying, all I'm hearing is this roaring, and everything is roaring sound, and then it gets really quiet. Now would be a good time to run. Nobody runs. Nobody bothers to be smart about any of this and drive their cars out of there and maybe get away from this impending disaster. No, everybody just waits around. Tommy Lee Jones leaves his daughter in an SUV as this lava is clearly coming at her, and then they get trapped. He gets on the goddamn thing. He leaps over to get her after a lava rock just bursts a little bubble. It's like, aha, I burst a bubble onto a girl, and then her legs burned, oh no. And then meanwhile, Jacqueline Kim's character is checking out the condition of these firefighters. These other firefighters fry. They literally are firefighters. Okay, I'm sorry. I just have to make jokes. But yeah, his daughter gets burned, so he decides to, let's go this way. Wait, we can't because there's a tree blocking us. We can't drop over that. No, so let's jump on the goddamn vehicle and then use physics, even though we should be dying from the goddamn chemicals with the lava. Let's not realize that. No, it's okay. It's entertainment. Don't worry. Nobody will notice that unless they possess a brain cell that works even 5% of the time. And then they jump over and Kelly gets sent away. That's the daughter, by the way. She gets sent away. And the music, God, Jesus, this movie is complete and utter dog shit with everybody making every bad decision. Everybody gets together, firefighters and all this stuff. Meanwhile, there's also a racist cop targeting this one black guy that is just trying to make things work. Looting is happening all over. And they seemingly forget about this racist plot a little bit later, where he's going to help them, lift this stuff up. But before that, he arrests the guy who just wants a couple fire trucks to help his neighborhood just down the street. Yeah, how dare he want to save the people that... okay, and more people are just... more people keep dying, more people keep being morons, all this shit keeps happening. This is going to destroy everything it touches. You're talking about the screenplay, right, Anne Heche? So, they're going to get some K-rails together, the concrete dividers that are on freeways. They're going to get concrete dividers, and they're going to push that, and they're going to stop the lava. No, that is not how that fucking works. I am no expert on volcanoes. I'm barely an expert on English, but I don't think the concrete dividers that way would actually stop it. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I am. But let's just keep getting closer to the lava. That'll fucking help. And then, good old... The racism aspect was just so fucking forced. I mean, I'm not saying that it didn't actually happen in 97. It sure did happen in LA. I was at Disneyland when the Rodney King riots were going on, by the way. Which I know Disneyland was far away from that, but still, it was close enough you could hear it. Pretty scary. But yeah, racism's all goddamn over. Unfortunately, still over to this fucking day. But they just threw this in there, and then the cop's like, "Oh shit, I'll just help you. I'll just help you because your partner freed me, and fuck, we can save the goddamn city." So, John Carroll Lynch leads a team down to to find what's going on with the subway car. Okay, people are pretty much passed out because of the toxins, the thick heat and everything, the oppressive heat. They're down on the ground. This lava's flowing in this tunnel. Now, it's far enough away where it's not going to damage anybody yet, but okay. Suddenly, we're checking on all these people. They're bringing some of these people out, and then this one guy's just looking, and he's sweating, and it's all bright, but he's just looking and everything, and... Stan, John Carroll Lynch's character, says, "Well, what do you see?" And he looks down, and this lava's underneath the goddamn thing, which means everybody in the subway car would be fucking dead, but they're not dead. No, that would make too much sense. He gets these fire, resistant gloves and goes and gets the conductor, and then the lava is melting the subway car. He would be dead. He'd be fucking dead. He would have already been dead, but let's ignore that. He lands in the lava, throws the body, and then dies. He's fucking goddamn dead already. Mick Jackson deserves to be brought up on goddamn charges against Hollywood for this fucking shit. Okay, so they're outside the hospital. We cut to that after John Carroll Lynch dies in the most hilarious way possible. So there are people outside the hospital. It's like volcanic mash. Do 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 lava bum do lava bombs are landing and we can't figure out any more lyrics, so let's move on anyway. All right, so Keith David finally shows up for no reason. They decide to build the concrete dividers, make it like a cul-de-sac, and they decide to funnel the lava and then get all these freaking helicopters that somehow miraculously show up and dump all this water on there and all these fire hoses and everything, and they stop this lava. Great, they stopped the lava. They won the battle, but not the war, because the movie still got some time left. And then the racist cop sends a few trucks over to help that, black guy's neighborhood, because why the fuck not? I don't remember the guy's name, the character's name. It's not important for the purposes of this equation. So, now they're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. Anne Heche says, hey, it's going to flow a different way, so we need to figure out what the hell we're doing. Let's go down into this tunnel. Let's lower a camera into the tunnel. They lower a camera into the tunnel, and suddenly, lava in a tunnel? When a volcano's going up, it's just so fucking weird. And then they have to figure out that, oh shit, something really, really, really bad is going to happen. We have to get all the people away from the hospital. But we can't because we don't have enough manpower, because we're tired, because logic. Also, there's this stupid little dumb kid that Kelly feels is somebody that she should take care of. Despite the fact that kid puts everybody in danger because he's a dumb kid and he didn't freaking deserve to be in that area anyway. Why didn't the mother put him in goddamn school, I don't know, about 80 miles away? But nevertheless, we gotta figure out a way to extend this trench and get the lava to flow into this trench that'll go to the ocean. Okay, let's just get explosives and demolition crew stuff and do this, and then, let's demolish this 20 to 30 story skyscraper. Okay, let's do that. Yeah, in mere minutes, we'll just fucking do that. These green screen effects were terrible. How was this movie filmed? Or how was this movie released in 1997? And it looks like it would have passed for 1982. So they build a dam. The dam, in other words, that 20 to 30 story skyscraper. They take care of that shit. But oh no, Kelly is there with the stupid kid. That stupid kid that's putting everybody in danger. That goddamn little bastard. Anyway, so Tommy Lee Jones managed to save everybody. Everything blows up. The lava flows in there. At one point, Don Cheadle actually said, boy, I want to be like Mike. That was kind of funny. I admit that line was funny. I'm not going to give Jerome Armstrong any credit for this, because I don't know why, but if this movie's your only credit, then that means that maybe you weren't cut out for writing. So, and the kid says, seeing like all the ash on the faces, look at their faces. They all look the same. God, if only we didn't have to look at your fucking face, you little bastard. And then I Love L.A. plays, and Mount Wilshire, and the status is active. Volcano is one of the worst disaster movies, big budget disaster movies that I've ever seen. I don't know why it irritates me so much, but just fucking hell. You can't be that close to lava. You can't do that. You just got, God damn it. Anyway, agree, disagree, what I said, like, share, subscribe, Twitter handle in the description. I'm John Ritlin. I'll see you soon.